October the 7th was, 9 months ago now. And what the Albanese government's just suddenly woken up and decided something needs to be done? Seriously, Caroline.
There have been so many incidents, and like Evelyn, I'd be concerned that these laws would become virtual blasphemy laws.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Christians are not the group that are good. People who are attacking Christians are not who they're going to be going after. Let's be honest here. It's other religions or religion per se. And I think we have certainly got the laws in place already. And that's something that both the Prime Minister and the opposition leader agreed in a documentary that's coming out on Tuesday that Josh Frydenberg is doing. Not to give an obvious plug to that, but they make very clear comments in that, both leaders, that we have the laws in place. Yeah. They're just not being enforced. Why aren't they being enforced? Why are we seeing people allowed to protest violently on the streets of the Opera House, calling for F the Jews, calling for where's the Jews, as the police claim, if not other anti-Semitic chants? How is that allowed to happen? It's in front of hundreds of police officers and nothing.
Well, I think you've answered your own question. I think this is where the problem lies, and this is why the DPP has had difficulty in prosecuting these cases, because they're in all these cases, including the "where's the Jews" versus "gas the Jews" comment. I mean, that we all know when they're saying "where's the Jews, where's the Jews," what are they saying? They're not going to invite them to a tea party.
They want to fight.
But you can't prove that beyond reasonable doubt in a court of law, right? So this is the problem. So if there is not an explicit threat of violence or an explicit incitement of violence, it makes it very, very difficult.
But even expressing hatred for a particular religious group.
But if the New South Wales legislation says if you recklessly by a public act, so it doesn't have to be intentional. So surely under those terms, you could make the argument that going down to the Opera House and shouting "where's the Jews" is an incitement to violence, couldn't you?
You could definitely make the argument, but could you prove it beyond a reasonable doubt?
Well, if you've got an unreasonable judge, maybe not.
But again,
that's common sense, isn't it?
Of course it's common sense. This is the exact problem. So these people are not out there saying, "I am going to kill Jews," or "I want you to go out and kill Jews." Even the hate preachers in the mosques that have been highlighted, and they are a small minority, but a very worrying one. Again, they don't go out there and saying, "I'm going to go and kill a Jew." They say, "I hope Allah kills the Jews."
Yeah.
Right? So then you're saying, "Oh, well, should there be a law against prayer?" You know, for gay conversion, sometimes there is. But I think this is the problem. And so if you say, "Oh, you know, we've already got these laws, but they're not being enforced," well, the problem is that, you know, when someone says "from the river to the sea," now is that a call for genocide and the eradication of Israel? Certainly, every Jewish person, or most Jewish people, feel that it is, and most sensible people feel that it is. And the Prime Minister has said clearly that's what it's calling for. You don't have to look at a map to know that it's calling for the eradication of Israel, which surely would be genocide by any other name. But again, these people can say, "Oh no, we're just calling for a nice multicultural Palestine." Right? So how do you prosecute the meaning of words beyond a reasonable doubt? And I think that is the difficulty.